So, we are here over at Costa del Sol, and I know what you're thinking, like, the Moonfire Faire is over, why are people still here? Why are people still coming to the Isle of Endless Summer in order to check things out? Because, yeah, there's not much to see here other than a torrential rainstorm. But, believe it or not, there are things that still need to take place here, because, as we all know, once the Moonfire Faire comes to an end, the very moment it happens, the next special event takes its place. And in this instance, it's actually a rather unique case where, rather than going to one of the city-states, we start here, at Costa del Sol, at the Isle of Endless Summer. And that's why all these people are here right now. So why is everyone here? Well, you're about to find out. So hey there, Mira, Miguel, Karubi, Isabel, Kurumi, and to everyone else that's just logging on, we're glad to have you with us here tonight. So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world. Matthew back with you here at Overall Autism for this special edition of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers Live. Yeah, for the first time ever, we are actually doing a special event live, because in this instance, the special event did not start in the wee hours of the morning. It actually started during the day on a Monday of all times. Yeah, we're definitely seeing some weird scheduling with the special events these days, but in any event, we are here and we're going to be checking everything out. I can see that Mira's character is standing right next to me, but we are going to proceed to see why is everyone here at Costa del Sol for this year's edition of The Rising, the annual event that takes up the opportunity to recognize the relaunch of A Realm Reborn 6 years ago. So, let's go ahead and, in this throng of humanity, find the last remaining member of the Adventurers Guild who's still here, Pobiano. We're going to go ahead and speak with her as we get from her the level 30 quest entitled Message in a Bottle, yeah. Pobiano would seek your aid in a matter of grave import. Well, if it isn't the shining star who sets so many hearts aflame with his high-flying feats at the Moonfire Faire, thanks in no small part to your contributions, we were able to close the curtain on this year's festivities in style. Yeah, good thing we did too, given that the rain has set in. Though the revelry and rejoicing may have ended, needless to say, there's still plenty of work left to be done. Speaking of which, would you be averse to lending a fatigued festival attendant a helping hand? While we were favoured with spectacular crowds again this year, I fear that comes with an unfortunate after effect, which is to say, this beautiful beach remains cluttered with an unsightly amount of rubbish and refuse, much more than I could ever hope to gather upon my own. Which begs the question, why is she the only one here? Where's everyone else? While I realize this is a rather trivial task to impose upon an adventurer of your stature, would you be so kind as to help me tidy up a bit? It would really mean everything to me. Should you find any discarded items, simply return them here to me. I will sort through them and see that they are disposed of in a proper fashion. And also we'll take the opportunity to question why a Rothgar has come here wearing nothing more than the freaky Fwath head. Yeah, you figure it out. Yeah, we've been reduced to being trash collectors. But hey, whatever it takes, right? So we'll pick up the rusty fishing rod first. This scrap of paper, which I'm surprised hasn't blown away in the wind. And finally an empty bottle that keeps getting the water washed onto it. And now we'll take it back to Pobiano. Looks like Mira got herself another mount. Welcome back! See that the beach is looking cleaner for your efforts. I would be happy to take any of the discarded items you picked up off of your hands. Alright, you can have these. And so let's assess the situation. Thank you, friend. We truly appreciate your efforts. After all, it just wouldn't do to launch the celebratory fireworks over a beach littered with jetsam and junk. Well now, what have we here? This appears to be an ordinary bottle, but is this a letter inside? How curious! Why, I do believe I'll take a closer look. Never till land, heaven spew crimson, seep black dooms, stray seeds, valiant... It's no use. The ink is smudged in so many places. Deciphering the letter in full is all but impossible. That said, all this talk of heaven spewing crimson and seeping black dooms, it isn't very pleasant, is it? Wait, I just had a thought. What if this is a message? A warning of sorts, intended to help us forestall an impending calamity? Perhaps I'm overthinking this, but better safe than sorry, wouldn't you say? Well, I've half a mind to take off immediately to investigate further myself. Sally, I still have another half of a beach here to clean. Might you be so kind as to look into the letter on my behalf? My friend Bron in Nimsa, he's a veteran reporter for the Venerable Harbour Herald, just happens to be an expert on cryptic poems and prophecies. I'm sure he'd be able to tell you something about it. I'm terribly sorry to burden you with yet another menial task like this, but the fate of the Rome Faire will be at stake, and whatever this needs, I promise to compensate you properly for your labours. Safe travels, friend. Right, yeah, leave it to us. You know, we gotta run through the driving rain in order to get to Limsa, so let's make our way there now. Alright, so upon arriving at the F Castle, you know, we got that music that we always hear for the Rising, so let's go ahead and speak with Bran. Something I can do for you, stranger. If you've business with Bran, best state it quickly. This guard has these to follow and incidents to investigate. Well, can you help us with this? Pobiano's wondering about this letter, you say? Well, you couldn't have come to a better place. Hand it over, my good man, and let Bran see what he can't glean for you. So yeah, he's gonna go off to the Harbor Herald to do his thing. Hey there, Arrow. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. Did Bran know it all, or did Bran know it? There's no mistaking these chocobo scotches. This is the craftsmanship of none other than that roving minstrel of no small repute. As for the contents of the letter, why, it's none other than a particularly portentous passage from the 7th verse of the Divine Chronicles, as writ by Messiah Thousand Eyes so many years ago. If you care to hear it, old Bran would be happy to perform a dramatic reading of the full words. And so, never till land consumes sun can see bare moons. Heavens spew crimson flame, hells seep black dooms. Stray seeds quicken in Usher's grey embrace, valiant blades forged under the 12's good grace. Meaning, pretty ominous to say the least, no? But I wouldn't be worrying over much. Scholars posit that this is a prophecy foretelling the 7th umbral calamity, which, as we all know, has and long since gone. And thank the 12 for that. As for why our ministering friend saw fit to scribble this down, bottle it, and toss it into the sea, well, why don't we saunter on over to Ul'dah and ask the good man himself. After all, what with it being the Rising and all, it's as good an occasion as any to reflect upon the rebirth of our realm. So away he goes. And so we to Ul'dah, which is where the event typically starts in previous years. Not this time, though. Oh, Nia was looking for where the event begins, but yep. Costa del Sol this year. And we'll warp on over to the Adventurers Guild. Yeah, I know you've been over on Ultros playing with Mira. Sadly, though, while I was gone on vacation, we lost Yami and his alts, too. Yeah, things that happen on day one of a special event. Oh, and congrats there, Errol, on starting to begin your journey into Final Fantasy XIV. So yeah, here's the Wandering Minstrel who always comes around during the Rising. Hey man, what's up? It's been a while. Well, I met my friends. Might I interest you in a song? Well, actually, we're more interested in something else. Oh, with a humble herald, you say? You know this humble minstrel a great honor. I'd be happy to oblige, but be forewarned, there may be matters which I am not at liberty to divulge. But of course, anything and everything you'd be willing to tell me and my colleague here, old Bran would be nothing but appreciative. And so, yeah, tell us about this. Well, my friends, I must say this brings me back a ways. I did indeed scribe this letter many, many years ago, before the calamity described therein came to pass. Like, what? Which is also a new lie. I sojourned in a small farming village just a stone's throw from Bloodshell, near what is now Costa del Sol, though none called it that by name in those times. Yeah, I imagine that'll be in 1.0? I spent lot and day penning countless letters identical to this one. I placed each one in a bottle and cast them into the sea, in hopes of warning Eorzeans far and wide about the realm's impending doom. Many of my adventurer acquaintances assisted me in the task. To think that one of those letters would find its way to you after so many years. Yes, fate works in mysterious ways. So, well yes, I do believe that my muse stirs within me, if you might indulge me for a moment. Yeah, and so, as in years past with the Rising, the minstrel will strum his harp, which will automatically summon the Echo. And what they did for this year's version of the Echo, for when the minstrel strums his harp, well, be prepared. Yeah, this is Shinji's first time doing this. But someone's coming his way. Like, who are you? Yeah. It's a bunch of Shinji clones. Like, what's going on here? Yeah, where did all these Shinji clones come from? Yeah, and all wielding different weapons. Greetings, warrior writer. You needn't be alarmed. And as is also customary, this is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A fright of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. Yeah. The creator of Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, returns to meet with us again. It is a pleasure to welcome you here again, old friend. Or shall I call you the Warrior of Darkness? In any event, it has been quite the adventure we have shared, you and I. Yeah. Also, Yoshi P, why are you dressed up like Thancred? Oh, how the years have flown by since I crossed the rift to this world. I trust that your adventures here will yet stir your heart and nourish your soul. We are still here just as ever, scribbling the events that will go down in the history of this vast realm. A job of course that we could not do were it not for your extraordinary exploits. One might even say that you have embarked on your adventures, we have also been on adventures of our own. Each adventure brings meetings and partings and countless trials that must be overcome. The task is never an easy one, but at journey's end we emerge stronger, more enlightened, and closer to the individuals we want to be. For this reason and many more, this world we share with you, is near and dear to our hearts as nothing else could be. Yeah, and so now, all the Shinjis are gonna huddle up. And so, I remain here, singing of your great deeds, those that come to pass and those that are yet a dream, and together we will tell a tale that will live on long after we are gone. Yeah, and all the Shinjis give us a round of applause. Is this creepy or what? Now the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. In truth, there are others who have messages they wish to share with you, but do not worry, we shall find a way. Ever will we be watching over you, guide the realm unto peace and happiness, warrior of darkness, till next we meet. Yeah. And so we say farewell to Yoshi P and the Shinji clones. What a song! Well, that has to be the most mellifluous moving composition that I've ever heard. You've outdone yourself this time, my Michelin friend. Yes, indeed he has. Well, I best get back to the Held and put pen to parchment before I go forgetting the words. Be seen, your friend, and tell Paul Biano the greatest gods and Limsos sends his regards. Yeah. Thanks for your help, Bran. Although it was rather short-lived, actually. The calamity took much from us, but he also arose from the rubble and ashes to stand as strong today as she ever has. And to you whose courage and devotion will see all around to an even brighter tomorrow, I dedicate this song. Yeah. To the adventurer from distant Doma. O hero of rebirth traversing, heal you this scar land, lay bare cloistered truths and tame the skies that has your guide your hand. O hero of rebirth traversing, break you the tyrant's bonds, embrace so sin and chase the light to darkness a world will dawn. Yeah. And of course, as customary, upon the minstrel's completion of his song, fireworks start to light up the night sky in Lolda. When the calamity raised this land, the Eorzea we once knew was lost to us forever, and yet the realm as it once was, lives on to this day in the hearts of those who call it home. So reason that this even as of remembrance, my thoughts turn to those who are with us no more, and to the world that they left behind, for it is truly knowing and understanding our past that allows us to stride confidently toward our future. Words of wisdom indeed. As the aura from Doma, like so many others before him, gets to watch the climactic finale to the fireworks display. So yeah, we're done with the minstrel, but... Oh. Whoa. Yeah, he's got quite a spring in his step, doesn't he? Yeah, okay, he's done now. Yeah, think the server is overloaded over here? Yeah. We've known the minstrel to be a great player of the harp, but we never knew him to be a mover and shaker. And yeah, it's still raining here. Yeah, it's time for us to return to the Isle of Endless Summer, even in the driving rain. Well, some Dark Knights showing off their skills. And away we go back to Pobbiano. And there she is. Hey girl, we made it back.
Oh, there you are. I was wondering when you'd be back. Was Bran able to help you puzzle out the meaning of that ominous missive?
He did, but all's well.
A years-old message to warn the people of the seventh Humble Calamity, you say? Phew, and I was worried we were facing our impending doom all over again.
Yeah, even 6 years later, people are probably still paranoid about it.
At any rate, I owe you something for going above and beyond the call of duty for me today. This might not be much, but please take it with my most sincere gratitude.
And so, she gives us 7,410 experience, 1,524 gil, plus the brave new Ishtola minion. Not wont to run from her troubles, and couldn't get very far anyway. No, I guess not.
Speaking of which, it's the strangest thing. Ever since you've left, we've had more and more of these bottles come floating in with the tide. I'm pleased to say that this time the words are not ominous in the least, and judging from the penmanship, it would seem that they come from a variety of senders.
As the sun comes back out, thank goodness.
Yes, messages in bottles seem to be all the rage these days, which would be all well and good if I weren't stuck with the task of keeping these sounds shiny and spotless. Which gives me an idea. If you're curious about the contents of the letters, perhaps you'd be willing to help me pick a few of them up. I'll even throw in a token provided by the festival authorities for each bottle you bring to me.
What are the tokens good for?
Well, they can be exchanged for a variety of bounty of simply delightful seasonal goods with the rising vendor. Take my word for it, it'd be more than worth your while.
So with that, we earn the achievement at 6s and 7s. And that's the first time I've seen a bed use this amount. So yeah, does this particular achievement come with a title? Nope. They haven't come up with seasonal events achievements that have titles associated with them in a long time. I wish they did that more often. So, as Pobiano said, we can keep collecting bottles in order to get rewards. So, let's go ahead and speak with Pobiano again for the challenge entitled Messages from Distant Shores. Pobiano's work is not yet done, which means that neither is yours, should you be so inclined.
After all you've done, you're still willing to lend poor Pobiano a helping hand? You are truly a saint. Or perhaps you're just curious to find out what all these letters say? I couldn't blame you for that. I am too. Anyhow, with how many of them are washing in these days, I don't suppose they'll be too hard to find. Bring back to me what you found, and I'll open them right up. My nails are quite suited for the task, mind you, so you can read the message at your leisure.
Alright, so we can go and run over here to pick up another bottle. Oh, we have a choice. A small bottle, medium bottle, or large bottle. Well, I guess it would make sense to see all three. The other bottle's washed away with the tide. Yeah, since we'll keep doing this, we'll obviously be seeing what's in each of the bottles. And also if there are any messages, if the messages just repeat over and over again. Might not be the case, but it doesn't hurt to find out.
Is that a message in a bottle I see in your hands, or are you just happy to see me?
There you go.
Splendid! For doing your part to clean with the beach, I'm more than happy to furnish you with this spiffy, shiny, absolutely official Rising token. You want to hold on to it and acquire even more, if you can, so that you can exchange them for any of the wide array of exclusive festival goods and accessories available from our vendor.
I don't get to read the message? Pobiano!
In the meantime, why don't you take the letter and find a quiet spot around here to read it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do we not get to at least read it? I imagine that gazing up at the fireworks over the sea would do an exceptional job of setting the scene. Whoever wrote this and wherever they are, they no doubt want nothing more than for their words to reach an adventurer like you.
Alright, so we just get taken to a point where we can be reading this. So, later that night, we have a fat cat joining us. Small bottle, letter 5. Lately, there is nothing I enjoy quite so much as walking to the streets of Eorzea's residential districts and stopping to admire the many homes open for public viewing. Seeing the furnishings my colleagues and I crafted with love and care tastefully adorning such warm and welcoming homes, oftentimes in remarkably creative ways, is perhaps the single most enjoyable sight an artisan can experience. At times, the layouts are so eccentric and unconventional that I fear it is only a matter of time before they come crashing to the ground, but I am nonetheless impressed by the sheer creativity on display. As for us, we will do all in our power to continue crafting stylish furnishings and ornaments. May you continue to find joy in decorating your happy homes. With gratitude, a humble woodworker. Alright, so what do you... 7 from each, huh? Yeah, I think I have my pet project for Saturday's Tales of Eorzea vlog. Yeah, we'll go ahead and check out a medium bottle and large bottle as well before we move on. Alright, what's in a medium bottle? Oh, someone's got Ozma for a mount. Yeah, take this one back to Pobiano. And we'll just scroll through the text again. Okay, so the text is exactly the same, regardless of the size. Alright, so the next day, or the next night in this instance. And now we have a carbuncle joining us. An emerald carbuncle, no less. Medium bottle, letter 1. The mighty walls of Uldal were not built by one man. There were those that hewed the stones and those that polished them. Those that carried them and those that stacked them one on top of the other until they reached the towering height you see today. And it's not just the walls. Much of what you see in the world is in fact the sum total of the blood, sweat, and tears of countless men and women whose names and faces you will never see. So true. But there is one more who is essential to truly realize the creation of these wonders, and that is you. For without you, all the efforts of those nameless artisans would be nothing at all. And so we speak in unison when we say, thank you. Always remember that you are the reason we devote ourselves to our craft. With gratitude, the nameless artisans of Eorzea. I wonder if that's a guild name, or an FC name somewhere. They obviously wouldn't be able to fit the whole title on there. But that's cool. A carbuncle? And now for getting the large bottle. Yeah, I definitely have a pet project for the Tales of Eorzea vlog this Saturday. It'll be interesting to see how long it'll take me to get through all the messages. And back to Pobiano. Alright. Hello again. Yeah, give you the bottle. And take another 10 tokens. Yeah, I wonder how much the tokens it costs to start buying items from the vendor. And if there's one here at Costa del Sol as well. This time we've got Raban? Yeah, that is Raban. Large bottle letter 2. It feels like only yesterday that the vows sworn on the shores of Silvertear Lake marked the beginning of the 7th Astral Era. Here comes Merlweb. Yeah, I guess all we need now is Kane Senna. You may not remember me, but I was there alongside you. Well, figuratively speaking, as we launched the attack on the Praetorium. Yep, there she is. Yeah, I'll never forget the way you cut through the Imperial lines, like a hot knife through butter. My unit would have been slaughtered if you hadn't arrived when you did. I was sent back to my hometown to recover from my wounds, but I wish I could have thanked you in person. Still, I'm grateful for the chance to see my family again, and would have you know that they appreciate your heroic deeds every bit as much as I do. Your comrade in arms, a fellow Grand Company soldier. Yeah. And so the minions representing the leaders of Eorzea join me in another fireworks display. Yeah, they aren't free company exclusive. You can own a personal house. Alright, so now that we've seen one from each. Okay, imagine we gotta go over to, back to Ul'dah in order to meet with the vendor. So, back over to Ul'dah. Yeah, people are still getting the Floth outfit. And so let's see what is on display. Also, yeah, we got the stage from 2016 is here. Yeah, doesn't look like there'll be a play though. Now, vendors should be around here somewhere. Where is the vendor? Okay, this is weird. We typically have the vendor right around here, but yeah, we have an attendant, but not a vendor. Unless it's over here around the corner? No, this is Sung Silk Tapestries. That's not you. That's not the Rising Vendor. Okay, where is this thing? Yeah, it's so surprising we do not see a Rising Vendor in Ul'dah. Because typically they're right in front of the Emerald Avenue. Yuna, do you know where this thing is? Do you know where the vendor's supposed to be? Yeah, that probably wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I'm so used to, as I'm sure we all are, the Rising being in Ul'dah for the most part. Yeah, there was no indication of a vendor on the island. Yeah, that's why I went over to Ul'dah, because I saw no indication there. And obviously Pobiano isn't doing double duty. Alright. Yeah, so somewhere near Pobiano. Where are you? Yeah. Right over here. In the pink shirt.
Welcome! We've assembled a veritable host of exclusive seasonal goods for any and all adventurers who are willing to lend us a hand in cleaning up the beach. Should you have any tokens on hand, I encourage you to peruse our wares.
And gets hidden from view. Okay, so everything costs no more than 5. So we've got a bunch of posters, which I'll be buying all of them. Thankfully, I have just enough to get everything. Alright, there we go. Shall we take this then to Shiro? Yeah, that is really weird that they neglected to have an icon to mark where the vendor was. Because, yeah, that's typically what's supposed to happen. Yeah, a little detail they forgot to leave out. Similar to what they forgot to tell you, hey, you need an Alps to help clear the fates for the Moonfire Faire 3 years ago. Square button on your controller when playing controller to auto-select the item for the handover? Oh, alright. And apparently no one wants to be listening to music that's better suited for what we're doing here. No, that's not you. Yeah, I don't think Shinji has that. Well, anyway. We'll put this in his room. We'll put these posters in his room. Yeah, better suited for a manlin from Doma. Yeah, I already haven't done much with Shinji's room as of yet. That looks really awkward. Yeah, it looks awkward no matter where I put it. Yeah, I did not plan for this. Alright. Yeah, let's start reading the 6 posters we got. Requiem for Heroes, a masterfully rendered oil depiction of a noble warrior who journeyed across many a realm to fight for the sake of the common man. Yeah, it's basically the same size as the Four Lords poster, but actually it's slightly smaller. So we've got the samurai fighting through the Gimlet Dark with the flags of the Eorzean Alliance, Alamigo, and Doma in the background. Then we'll move over to this side. For Liberation, a masterfully rendered oil depiction of key players in the conflict between the Guardian Empire and its erstwhile territories, Alamigo and Doma. Oh, this one's a vertical piece. It features, least amongst the variety of other characters, I see you Giri amongst other people. I see Fordola at the top of the screen. General Rabon's down at the bottom. I should probably lower this one just so that people can see this better. Oops, no, that's not what I meant to do. No! And we also got Yotsuyu. There's Lord Hien on the left. Xenos is chilling out on the far left as well. Can't recognize some of the others though, but for the most part, we do have the key players of Stormblood from when it was launched 2 years ago. Yeah, if you're looking to join us there, Arrow, we're based out of the XIV server in the Primal Data Center. Alright, so next, The Legend Returns. A massively rendered oil depiction of figures from Evilisian legend, old and new. Let's go ahead and put this one up. Okay, it's another vertical piece, so probably better if I put this here and then put this over here. Yeah, there we go. So on this one, yeah, I don't recognize anyone from this particular piece, because in the other pieces we've seen things that we have seen before. Yeah, it is, sadly. But you should still be able to create a new character in it. Yeah, I have to say I don't recognize any of the characters depicted in this particular piece of art. I do actually, hold on. It just dawned on me that that's the Prima Vista down at the bottom. So these characters are from the Zodiac Grave story. Oh, you can't? Sad face. Yeah, sad face and heartbreak. Alright, so still got 3 pieces. Next up, The Rise of a New Sun. A masterfully rendered oil depiction of certain employees of Garland Ironworks, and an enigmatic piece of technology. And what would this technology be exactly? Okay, so this is from the... Omega. Because yeah, we've got Jesse, Sid, and Nero in the middle. We got Wedge down at the bottom with Alpha. The Midgard Solmir minion is flying up at the top. Yeah, there. Oh yeah, there's Biggs. Yeah, he's hiding out a little, but he's in there, as well as some of the variations of characters that Omega had us fight as bosses. Yeah, it's quite an interesting little picture there. Definitely one of the best I've seen. Which isn't to say that any of these things are not bad. Alright, so I'll go ahead and move this one. And then show off the Under the Moonlight piece. A masterfully rendered oil depiction of the erstwhile acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma, Yotsuyu, and those instrumental in her destruction. Yeah, this might be good. Whoa! Yeah, Yotsuyu pretty much getting a full face shot. Yeah, hey, Yotsuyu, would you like this entire part of the poster to yourself? Yeah, and then over on the right, yeah, Yotsuyu's got this huge part over here, and then everyone else is like little. You got Yugiri, Hien, Gosetsu, and Asahi. Yeah, definitely something that was... yeah, they definitely wanted to make sure that you knew who the focus character was. No doubt about that one. Trying to figure out how I'm gonna move all the artwork here. I think I want to move these to the top. And then give Yotsuyu a spot under the moonlight and under these two paintings. Alright, and that leaves us with Prelude in Violence, a masterfully rendered oil depiction of the ruthless Guardian Elite, and a few noble souls who sought to stop their nefarious machinations. And when we put this down... Yeah, that looks like them. Yeah. Xenos and Varus are chilling out at the top of the screen. And we also have Alpha Node as well as Maxima. And one of his colleagues on the right. Yeah, I do have to say though, who's the person on the far left then? Because if that's Varus at the top of the painting, who's on the far left? Yeah, I'm guessing it must have been his immediate predecessor as Emperor of Garlemald. Yeah, now we've had the opportunity to see all of the posters from the Rising 2019. Yeah, all you need to do is collect 3 bottles and all these paintings can be yours. Well, except for the Four Lords, of course. That you have to do the Four Lords storyline to get that one. But yeah, it'll take me a while to arrange all these pieces, but I'll be definitely making sure to do that once I go off the air tonight. But we can now safely say that we have gotten to experience everything that there is to see from the Rising 2019. Not only from going to see the numerous Shinji clones that were chilling out with Yoshi P, but also getting to go reading a variety of messages from bottles and then collecting all this artwork. So yeah, we had a lot to take in with this year's Rising. While the main quest itself was not all that long, everything else that accompanied it made it all worthwhile to get everything that you see behind me. So it was definitely a really good idea to do the Rising the way that they did, and I'm definitely satisfied with what I saw. So now all we have to do is wait for either the next story patch to appear or have the All Saints Wake come, whichever will be happening first. But when it happens, you know that we will be there and showing it all off.